streaming live this morning. A very good morning to you. My name is Simon Robertson, and coming live from Koast Towers, of course, as we've been building up this morning. A lot of speculation, of course, has been growing over the course of 7 days as to what it's been all about. We're happily, really pleased and thrilled to announce what it's all about right now. I'd like to introduce, of course, first and foremost, our station director here at koastradio.co.uk, Vicky Oakley. Thanks, Vicky.
Hi, thanks everyone for coming this morning. Obviously there's been a lot of speculation on Twitter and Facebook about what exactly has been going on, who we had managed to bring, and today it's fairly obvious. Sadly, late last night there was some contractual issues, hence there's only one of the three legends here and not three of the three legends here.
The best one's here.
But I'm going to pass over to Bernie, who will be able to tell you everything that's going on.
Yes, to introduce, of course, Bernie, a Middlesbrough legend, making up 381 appearances, scoring 147 goals, making the 6th top goal scorer in Middlesbrough history. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, it is, of course, the outspoken Bernie Slaven.
And a few of them are against Newcastle and Sunderland, you know that, I have to be honest, I'm not used to crowds. When I walked in I thought, I'm a wee bit nervous, I'm a Middlesbrough fan, we don't get big crowds. I take it, I can only assume that my two mates have slept in this morning. Oh, because they ain't here, are they? They're not under the table, are they? And they are my mates, I have to stress that they are my mates despite them not being here today. But I've written things down, usually I ad-lib, but because of legal reasons I don't want to put people in trouble, so I'll try and read it, and then if you want to ask any questions, you're more than welcome. My contract, we went to Australia and came back last Monday, which was the 23rd of July. When we returned, we were told that the contracts had been terminated. My contract, I'll talk about me, no, I can't talk about Mickey or Malcolm, I'll talk about me. My contract was terminated. 4 days later, we came along to Koast Radio. We get in touch with Victoria, in which I'm trying to be posh, in which, for those of you who don't know, are a non-profit community radio station. Instantly, I'll be brutally honest, I was attracted. I know, well, again, I'll concentrate myself. I was attracted. Local station, local people, local content. That really appealed to me. And over the 15 years, I've been involved in radio 15 years up this neck of the woods here in the North East. We know it's a hotbed for football, but I've witnessed the demise in local content. We all know that the majority now gets networked from either Manchester, London. Unfortunately, that's the way the business is going. But after 13 years being involved in, I'm sure you know and I definitely know, the biggest sports show here in the North East, with record radar figures, which radio supposedly live or die by, and a massive following, I thought it was important to try and keep it going for the local community. Grateful for Victoria and Vicky getting in touch with myself and mentioning Koast Radio and giving us a platform to try and continue. And me personally, I'm looking forward to grab the opportunity with both hands and hopefully show that the show can resume at a normal level, hopefully in a couple of months down the line, and rope in that massive audience that we've lost. As I say, Mickey and Malcolm, still big friends of mine, but they have to comment in their own time. I can't do it for them. They're old enough, they're a lot older than me. I'm sure you established that with some of the pictures. But I only have to speak for myself, and I've been informed that my contract, and this is why I'm here today, that my contract has already been breached because of an article that I printed in the Evening Gazette. Therefore I lose my severance payment. Personally, I think it's a bit unfair, but that's the law of the contract, and I'll stick by that. So that's why I'm here today. So if there are any sponsors out there, and I need to plead with you guys on camera and microphones, if there's any sponsors out there wanting to pay my petrol money for Teesside up here every day, which is a long way, then I'm more than willing, I'll give you my number and you can phone me. But the radio, being serious, the radio, and I'm being serious here, is a lifeline for the majority of the people in the community. You know, housebound people, people who are blind. I know through experience with at least 3 or 4 blind listeners who relied on that as a source of entertainment, communication, and that sadly has been severed and taken away from them. And hopefully down the line, along with Koast, along with Vicky and everybody involved, we can get that back on track. So if you have any questions, that's it. I've said my bit, but if you have any questions directly, you're more than welcome.
And that's any questions, please, for Bernie Slaven, of course, or for Vicky, our station director at koastradio.co.uk.
Go on, it's a phone and we need questions.
I've got a question for Vicky, if I may. How far are you down the road with the radio station, and what do you need to get fully operational?
Okay, then we have been live since May last year, online only. We are waiting imminently for Ofcom to release the applications for the full-time community licences for Northumberland area. Once that's done, you know, we'll obviously be applying for one. We're fairly confident that we should be able to secure that licence, which will mean that people can listen not only online, but via FM as well. I mean, you've got to remember we are online at the minute, but we get some 15,000 hits on our stream every month. You can listen, you know, I think the listening online goes up about 8% according to Radar every quarter. So it is becoming the normal way to listen rather than on FM anyway. But with phones, you can plug into your car, you know, and listen in your car when you're driving. So we've got the legends, the three legends here. Hopefully in a few months, there still will be a way to listen, even though on the shorter term we won't be on FM. But hopefully, fingers crossed, on the longer term, we will apply for that licence and hopefully we will be successful for it.
What sort of time scale?
We think, well, it's going to open in the next week or so. I got told 2 weeks ago that it would be sort of in the next few weeks. So there's 12 weeks to fill in the application form. We think we should definitely know probably by November if we've been successful or not to get a full-time licence.
And you'll be on it?
Yes, we have done one RSL already, which is a month-long trial FM licence last September, and that was phenomenally successful. The feedback we got from there was outstanding, yeah.
So when would you expect to be fully operational, just available on FM?
As soon as we get the okay that we've got a full-time licence.
You know, would you envisage what rough date?
Beginning of November at some time. I don't know, it's not in my hands, that's completely up to Ofcom. It's normally, you know, the time period's 12 weeks from opening to closing, and then they have to make a decision, and as soon as they know, after that we'll know. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for the question. Any other questions there, please, from our panel this morning?
I've got one. Bernie, you touched on a bit about how important community radio is. What kind of entertainment and show can the listeners expect from you and your comrades?
Well, after 13 years in airways, I think the mass audience that we produced and that we've got and are still there, I think they know what the entertainment's all about. Any ex-footballer can go on and talk about football. I think we're more than that. We were an entertainment show, and we dabbled in everything and every subject and every topic. And I think that the biggest compliment I got over the 13 years that we did the show was people that come on and say, I know nothing about football, but I love the show. For me, that's the biggest compliment you can get. That means you're entertaining people. So any footballer can talk about football, but I think we've got a wee bit more than that. Well, I certainly have. I don't know about that.
Thanks so much. Vicky, if I could just ask you as well, I know a lot of people have been wondering about this. How did the developments unfold over the course of 7 days? Because I imagine things have moved quite quickly and things have changed quite rapidly by the hour, haven't they? I mean, how did this all unfold?
Yeah, obviously I heard at 6:10 last Monday that the Legends programme had been finished from Real Radio. And I think all of the social media went absolutely ballistic at that point. Loads of people complaining, you know, why is it being stopped? The whole thing about community radio is looking at programming that the commercial radio stations and the BBC can't fill. So, you know, a commercial community radio station will have a much more diverse range of music than you'll expect from the commercial. But it's not all about the music, it's about the programming. And there is absolutely, you know, a niche market in the sports programming, and why would we not try and go for it? So we got in contact with the three guys and we had a meeting and we talked about what we could do and the opportunities that were there, and yeah, it happened very, very quickly, and it's great that they hopefully in a couple of months can resume the show as normal.
You say a couple of months, obviously for contractual reasons we can't go into the ins and outs as to why the others can't be here and why they can't start obviously until that time. Is there any sort of chance that you're looking to kind of bring that time forward to kind of resume this show as soon as possible, which is obviously what the fans of the North East clearly they want obviously a show where they can voice their opinion.
Yes, of course. I mean, we had a quick chat with Ben beforehand, and we have got a couple of ideas that we're going to mull around